Hey, it's Nikachu. Now, today we're going to look at someone's wife who decided to appraise their magic collection at the Antiques Roadshow. You see, the days of going to a garage sale and then just stumbling across thousands of dollars in magic cards, they're over. These days, if you know what a magic card is, you know it's worth money. You can sell it for something. In fact, the other day, I had a friend who called me up and asked, "Hey, I got like 40 magic cards. What are they worth?" And I'm like, well, I mean, it depends on the cards. Some are expensive, some are worth nothing. You want to buy them from me for like 20 bucks? So here's the story. Some guy has a collection of beta, Power 9 and all, and his wife decides to go to the Antiques Roadshow to get it appraised. Let's take a look at it.
I brought in magic cards. My husband played magic in the 90s.
Okay.
And at the time, he made a concerted effort to get a whole set. He played with his friends and played in tournaments.
Okay.
But then I think he wanted to have a complete set, and
Yep.
so he would buy individual packs at the store, and until he was able to put together a complete set.
Notice how the Mox Ruby clearly has more wear than any of the Power 9 on this sheet. The husband was clearly drawn to the power of Shivan Dragon.
He traded for some of the cards as well.
Magic the Gathering was created in 1993 by Richard Garfield in collaboration with Wizards of the Coast. And it was actually considered the first trading card game that started the craze. So like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! All those card games came afterwards after the influence Magic had on the collecting community.
It's funny, Magic the Gathering was the OG trading card game, the first of its kind. And nobody knows what the hell this is. When I bring up Magic the Gathering to some random person, they're like, "Do you know what Magic is?" Huh? Magic the Gathering? Do you know what Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh are? Oh yeah, my kids love those games.
Now, when Magic came out, it was the first Alpha Limited set. Now, the Alpha set consisted of 295 cards, and then there was a second reissue called the Beta Limited set, in which you have here all cards for the Beta set, which was limited to 302 cards. Now, you never played Magic or anything like that?
I haven't played. My husband played.
Okay, so to give you the image, just pretend you're two dueling wizards, and you're going to be summoning some spells, you're going to be bringing out some creatures.
Ah yes, the classic dueling wizard's explanation. I summon my Sarah Angel to attack over your Llanowar elf. That'll be 4 damage.
And the whole point is each player starts with 20 life points, and the whole goal is me as a competing wizard, I want to say, oh, I want to drain your life points. So the first person to bring the other opponent to 0 wins. Do you know why we have the binder open to this page with these 9 particular cards?
No, I don't.
Okay.
This guy's mind is blown at the sight of such a prestigious collection. My mind is blown that such a collection is open completely to the elements outside, unsleeved in a 3-ring binder. We've got 2 Moxes, an Ancestral Recall, and a Volcanic Island living a little too close to those binder rings. If you binder ding your cards closing it the wrong way, you just cost yourself 20 grand.
This is referred to as the Power 9. And the reason why we call it the Power 9 is these are literally the most powerful cards in existence in the Magic world.
Now, I know the Power 9 are the best cards in the game. However, they don't actually have any way of winning the game. They'll draw you cards, they'll accelerate your mana, they'll give you extra turns. But they can't win the game.
Now, today, the Power 9 are not allowed to be played in decks or anything like that unless it's a vintage tournament. So all of these cards were printed in 1993 as part of the beta set. And after that, they went into an unlimited printing. They just printed and printed and printed. So by seeing the black border, the rounded corners, and these little white dots in the printing on each edge of the image, that's how we're able to tell these are printed in 1993, part of the original set. If you had to guess, what do you think the value on 9 cards is?
That's a trick question. Because whatever you guess will just be out of date on eBay tomorrow.
$200.
$200. Now, because they're ungraded, now the grade and condition of a card significantly affects the value. That's why we left it right in the binder, because I don't even want to breathe on them, let alone touch it, because the slightest nick, the slightest crease all affects the value. Looking at both sides of the cards, judging the wear, I would say they all probably range around an 8 out of 10 condition. You might have a 7.5 in there, but they've all been well taken care of. For the Power 9 right here, as they sit without professional grading at auction, you'd be looking at $50,000 to $75,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right? So out of that 50 to 75, the Black Lotus, which is like the creme de la creme, that's the card everybody wants, is 15 to 20,000 in its current condition.
Okay.
The second card right here, the Mox Emerald, which is one of the 5 jewel cards that you can see here, is the rarest of them all. In its current shape, you'd be looking at about 8 to 12,000.
So there's a lot going through this woman's mind at this very moment, so let's unpack this. The expression on this woman's face says it all. Usually, when someone's item has been appraised at a really high evaluation, they get more excited and intrigued and want to hear more. But what we have here is someone who's still trying to make up their mind as to whether they want to believe this guy or not. The appraiser is quoting her tens of thousands of dollars, and she looks down, and they're just cardboard rectangles. Does not compute. You know how you're trying to do trigonometry on your calculator, and then all of a sudden you get a syntax error? That's the facial expression we see right here. And lastly, if the evaluations are true, how much money has my husband been spending on magic cards? He said he spent like $3 a booster, but if the cards are like in the tens of thousands of dollars, these boosters must have been $500, $1,000 a piece. They're not even that old. This is the Antique Roadshow. This stuff's supposed to be 200, 300 years old to have a high evaluation. This game hasn't even been out for 30 years. Our children are as old as these cards. Are they antiques? And we've all had that moment where we tell our significant other, this one card is $100. And then they're looking at your big stack of cards, and you can see on their face that they think every single card is $100. So I think a combination of those feelings and thoughts are being directly expressed by this person right now.
Now that's just this page of 9 cards. When it comes to the other cards that you have here,
Yeah.
if you look here, this card right there, Volcanic Island. Now that is what we refer to as a dual land or a dual mana card. The cool part about that card is it was not included in the alpha set. It was only issued in the beta set. So that's its first issue. That card alone at auction in its current shape would be between $5,000 and $10,000.
Huh.
In the remainder of the binder, for all the pages there, because they're all beta cards, they're all early 1993 beta cards, you're looking at an additional $10,000 to $15,000. So cumulatively, you're looking at auction between $65,000 and $100,000 in trading cards here.
Oh my gosh.
So see, aren't you happy you didn't lose them in your backpack?
I am.
Would you have ever expected your husband's trading card?
They just like their cards to me.
Yeah, now this is like, let's send the kids to college kind of
That's
money
exactly,
right here.
the college savings right here.
Yeah, it's literally the best culmination of magic cards I've ever seen in one setting. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
That's why when you came up to the stand, I was like, looking at the binder, I was like, woo! In the marketplace, this is hotter than fire. The demand for these cards is uncontrollable. And you would absolutely sell them individually. Because if I'm at home and I have 5 out of the 9 cards, I don't need to buy all 9. That's a ton of money. I just need that 1 or 2 extra card. Power 9, baby. Unbelievable.
This collection is beautiful. Thank God the husband had the mentality to collect all the cards, despite what cards he was actually using. If you look at all these cards, they're in amazing condition. The only card with any play is the Mox Ruby. That ruby probably powered out a ton of Shivan dragons back in its day. Well, that's our video for today. Smash like if you love this collection and story. If you don't want to miss any of these videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, or I'll tell your significant other how much your cards are worth.